Our favorite tune. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're live. Kufophobia. I hope you like my new avatar. And Mr. Paul over here, we're back for chapter 6, but we can't get started until we do this. Oh, yeah, let's get this party started. I think there was a glitch when I downloaded this thing that there's a couple spots there where it kind of a little jerky. Let's get over here. Let's go back over here. Okay. How do you like my new avatar?
It's nice to be younger, isn't it?
I know, and have a full head of hair. Could you imagine that? And, this is one of the avatars that came in that 9 gig package.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. Now, the Dr. Kufophobia, I found a website that you can do all sorts of crazy things. So I am streaming live from my OBS. So that's actually from my OBS camera. It's got a really cool feature. It's called a virtual camera. So whatever is in OBS, you can actually see as a camera. So if I switch over here, hold on a second. So I can go over here, take me out. I can add my cheerleaders. I got to have some cheerleaders, so it's pretty cool.
Hey, Roughneck.
Yeah. All right, let me take these guys out. All right, I'm sorry. All right, dude, get away. All right. So who do we got here? We got Mr. Roughneck. He's been here for a while. Marion. I know I saw XYZ somewhere. Jesus Savior. And whoever I've missed because I can't really see you. Welcome to chapter 6 of the Holy Quran. All right, so let's go over here, add to stream. All right, let's make this. All right, that's not it. Nope. All right, see, I haven't used it in a while. I forgot. Oh, here we go. Chapter 6. Now, I'm curious. This one is called the livestock. Remember, chapter 2 was called the cow?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, let's see if there's actually any livestock in this one. Hopefully, yeah, it looks good on my end as far as people being able to read it. Let me go over here.
It definitely looks good, yeah.
All right, I got it at 175. A portion. Oh, I keep forgetting this is Usama, so he has some extra stuff in there. Okay, so Usama starts off by telling us the creation of the heavens and the earth, the darkness and the light is copied from Genesis 1:1-4. Now, why am I not surprised? As we can see, Allah was very lazy and he liked to copy things. So, okay. Verse 1. The praise be to Allah who created the heavens and the earth and made the darkness and the light. The praise be to Allah. Now, do you think that sounds like the speech of God or a speech of a third party?
Well, if he's giving praise to himself, that it almost sounds like he's praying.
Right. Now, I also got a problem with, okay, I can understand he created the heavens and the earth, cool, and made the darkness and the light. But darkness and light, they're not actually something that you create.
Well, my question is, well, I would say light would have to be created because darkness,
right?
Darkness is a void, basically,
or the absence of light.
Yeah, the absence of light. So once you put light in there, darkness disappears.
Right.
So if he creates darkness, I don't think he understands. This is where I say Allah doesn't know science.
Right.
That's an unfortunate truth. But that's what we can expect from people who follow the Quran. They just don't understand science. I mean, if you really want to be serious about it, there's so many things with science, but this is pretty simple, that Allah doesn't know that light gets rid of darkness.
True. So then it jumps to then those who became infidels set up equals. I'm assuming that's partners. I knew I forgot to do something with their lords. I mean, this jumps from the praise be to Allah who created the heavens and the earth and made darkness and light.
One is false gods. I'm sorry.
One. Oh, okay. Set up equals false gods with their lords. Okay, so you got that handle. Okay. He is who created you from mud, then decreed a term. Okay. And the term is named with him, then you still doubt. What in God's name is that all about? Okay, I got the part where he created you. Who is you? I don't recall me being created from mud. I'm pretty sure my mom and dad would disagree. Okay, and what is this decreed a term? I guess that would be equivalent to,
You know,
we all have a
if we're,
lifespan.
what's kind of humorous here is at this point in time, I mean, if we're talking about creation story, there was no rain upon the earth. I mean, that's something we've learned. I mean, if you don't get the rain until the flood. So, what does that mean? I mean, you're talking about mud. I mean, it didn't rain. It means. I mean, it makes you think. Apparently, Allah doesn't know that part of the story.
And then it jumps to okay, so this chapter is talking about he. Okay, so he is who created you from mud and then decreed a term. Okay, and the term is named with him. I don't know what that means. Then you still doubt. Okay, well, okay.
Is the Quran clear on this? I mean,
No.
the term is named. What term?
Yeah.
I mean, what are they talking about? A time? Are they talking about a word? What are they talking about?
I don't know. Maybe the person's name was term. And then 3, and he is Allah in the heavens and on the earth. Now, clearly, this is not Allah speaking. This is somebody else speaking, but we don't know who is
Allah's
speaking.
voice.
Because Allah wouldn't say, and he is Allah. I mean, seriously?
Well, if he's calling himself, I always get concerned about those people who talk about themselves in the third person. I mean, I
Right.
understand that there are times when that happens, and then it's not wrong, but you always if this is somebody who is writing, you'd be concerned for their mental health.
Right. So notice so far they seem to be using he, right? So he knows your secrets and your proclamations, and he knows what you earn. I got a big problem with this earning thing. What the hell does Allah care how much I earn?
Because he wants to take it.
I guess he doesn't want to take it from the poor people. And
well, I mean, I don't take it as that. I think he wants you to know, he knows how much you make, so you better give that what he tells you, what percentage you have to give. That's that I take that as that. But my issue is here, we keep talking about a peeping God. It's one thing for God to know everything, but he keeps talking about he knows what you do. I mean, it just sounds like Allah's peeping. Are you there? Did we? I think we lost you. Okay. I've had this problem before. He's the
okay,
joy of.
I'm back. No, you know what happened is I booted up YouTube so I can follow, better on the chat so I can tag people.
Yeah.
And I had to mute myself because otherwise you would hear the stupid video playing in the background. And then I forgot. I mute myself. Allah knows how many women for Momo, but don't know how many it took. Yeah, Allah is very, I don't know. The more I do this, the more I look at Muslims and I just scratch my head and say, oh boy. All right, so where are we? He knows your secrets and your proclamations, and he knows what you earn. Okay. and no verses came to them of the verses of their Lord, except they were turning away from it. Oh my God.
Okay, no verses came to them. Who is them? I mean, we have
I don't
a
know.
so we have had third person singular. Now we're at third person plural. No verses came to them of the verses of their Lord, except they were turning away from it. It. What is it?
I guess they were turning away from the verses. Maybe they weren't so poetic. I don't know.
No
So
verses.
indeed,
Yeah.
they denied the truth when he came to them. He who?
Now we're at, third person again. I mean, this is kind of
Is he Allah? Are we reading that that the people, whoever these people are, they denied Allah when he came to them with the truth? But who's he?
but if Allah came to them with the truth, that would mean he'd have to physically be there, correct?
Right. So we know it's not Allah's, but we just don't know who this he is. Apparently, somebody came with the truth, and the people didn't believe that he was telling the
Now,
truth.
if this is Muhammad, it makes sense because we know that he doesn't get the stories of the Jews correct, and he tries to tell them biblical stories, and he gets them wrong all the time.
Okay, so they denied the truth when it came to them. So it will come to them the news of what they were scoffing at. Okay. Have they not seen how many generations before them we have destroyed after we established them on the earth? Well, so Allah destroyed lots of generations, but Muslims have a problem when they point out to God telling Moses to go wipe out the Amalekites. But here we have uh, generations are being destroyed by we, who we don't know who we is, but I'm pretty sure it's probably Allah. What we did not establish for you. Okay, so let's start
So
this over.
Allah goes from third person to this is where I think it's important that you've actually pointed this out. We've talked about it was in the third person. Now it goes to what is called the royal we. And if this is Allah speaking, then the beginning of this chapter is not Allah speaking. So that says something.
Right. Okay. Have they not seen how many generations before them we have destroyed after we established them on the earth? What we did not establish for you, and we sent the heavens on them in abundance. Okay, what we did not establish for you, and we sent the heavens on. What do you mean you sent the heavens on them in abundance?
I'm guessing this is the thing Allah is afraid of is a rainstorm. That's the only thing I can think of.
See, but it doesn't make sense. Okay, so Allah's been.
It's not referring to rain, or is it? I mean, it sounds like a reference to rain. Yes, it is. It is a direct reference to rain.
Maybe he's trying to refer to the
The
flood, but
abundance, yeah. The footnote there is rain.
okay, so we know that have they not seen how many generations before them we destroyed?
I
Well,
remember reading a hadith where Muhammad was afraid of rain. I'll look that up while we're here. I have to go look that up. I have it on a comic strip someplace.
Well, see, here's another problem with verse 6. Have they not seen how many generations before them we have destroyed? Well, how can you see something that took place before you were even born? I mean, it should say, do they not know how many generations before, or something to that effect? But to say, have they not seen, that implies that they were there in order to see it. I can't see something that happened 100 years before I was even born. So that right there does not make any sense.
Yeah.
What we did, okay, and we sent the heavens on them in abundance. So I guess you're saying that's 2 is the rain, right?
Yeah, it's the rain. So
And we made the rivers to run below them. I don't get this crap below them.
well, because it's desert people, you don't see the water on top. Now, this is a This is a statement that Muhammad lived in the desert, so they don't have a concept of water above ground.
Yeah, but so Allah is a desert god because doesn't he know that rivers don't run below? I
Well, they
mean,
do. It's just in
but
most
not
places they're above
everywhere. I
ground.
mean, there's rivers above.
This is a local, what they would call a
Right,
local deity,
right.
and the people who use this local deity who wrote this text did not know about it.
Now,
That's what it's pretty much telling us.
now here's something that's funny that contradicts what Muhammad said in the hadiths. So we destroyed them for their sins and raised up another generation after them. But the hadith says Allah destroys you for not sinning.
I think that was in the Quran earlier. I think it was chapter
What? That he
5 or
kills you
4.
for not sinning?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have to go
I have
take
to
a
go
look.
back. But
Yeah.
anyway, this goes against the hadith. I think it's in Sahih Bukhari, where Muhammad is telling people that if you were not to sin, Allah would wipe you out of existence and replace you with people that would ask for forgiveness. Here, Allah says that He destroyed them for their sins. Okay, so that's now I know Muslims will say, well, if it contradicts the Quran, then we go by the Quran, but the Quran contradicts itself. Okay, some thought the Quran was sorcery. Okay, 7. And if we sent down on you a book, man, I hope that book did not weigh that much because I would hate to have a book. I would
Stop
hate
hitting
to
people
have a
with a
book.
book.
I'd hate to have a book sent down on me, and I've seen the Quran, the early Qurans. I mean, you
Okay,
need a
this is Usama says this is parchment, non-Arabic. It's interesting. Here, this is a reference to parchment, and it's a non-Arabic word. It's Greek or Syriac. So that's interesting.
and if
The
we sent
Kurtas.
down on you a book on parchment,
Mm-hmm.
so that they had touched it with their hands, those who became infidel will say, this is nothing but obvious sorcery. And they said, were it not that an angel had been sent down on him? Oh man, what is it with sending down stuff on top of people?
I guess this is their way of condemning people, or if they're fearful. Again, this is a small local god who only lives in the desert and can't. Yeah, that's their concept of deity. He doesn't grasp a lot of things.
And they said, were it not that an angel had been sent down on him? Okay. But
Well,
now
going
this,
back to if it's a small local god and they live in the
yeah.
desert, when it rains, this is a reason why the people would be afraid. Because when it rains in the desert, you get flash floods, and that's the
Oh
only
yeah.
time. And that's what you expect when it rains. You don't expect, a nice, calm,
Right.
serene rain. Something
And we've seen
refreshing.
right, and I've seen pictures where the Kaaba was flooded, and I'm like, that's weird, but I guess that would make sense because it's like when it pours, it pours. But this doesn't
We
make
have that
any,
in LA.
yeah.
You see that. That's why they have those big ditches, concrete ditches. That's what those are for.
Okay, but but
In Vegas, yeah, most places, desert places have those nice big troughs for all that, those flash floods.
verse 8 just does not make sense. And they said, were it not that an angel had been sent down on him, and then it jumps to, and if we sent an angel, he will finish the affairs, then they will not delay. What the hell? And if we sent an angel, and if we sent, so that means that angel was sent because that's in the past. And then it goes to a future. He will finish. That's a future. Sent is in the past. Then they will not delay. Delay what?
And I think
Am I wrong? Because it starts off and if we sent to me is past. And then it says he, okay, and if we sent an angel, right? he will finish the affair. So that means that's a future affair or something in the future that he's going to finish. So we don't know what this affair is. Then they will not delay. Who's they? The angel? The people?
It's confusing no matter how you look at it. We're not any
Yeah.
it This is one of those clear as mud verses. If we sent an angel, he will finish the affair. So it sounds like they put more trust in angels. This is, I think, problematic, and this is where Christians and Jews differ from the followers of Islam. They put a lot of trust in angels, and the Christians and the Jews would rather do what's called test the spirits. How do you know if this is? I mean, if it's an angel, how do you know which side it's on? And
Oh, but it gets even better with 9. And if we made him an angel, we will make him a man, and we will dress them that what they dress. So we got an angel, which is singular, and this angel is going to be like a man, but so we jump from singular and what they dress. But if you only made an angel, who's they? Because it doesn't sound like he's. It sounds like it's reading. He only made one angel.
and
If
this
he
is why
made an angel,
this is why I keep saying that the Quran sounds like it was written by someone who knew Arabic as a second language.
and if we, yeah, because it's almost like if you were writing something in English, and English was your second or third language, you would probably make that mistake. And if we made him an angel, we will make him a man. So Allah can make an angel a man. Interesting.
Well,
And
and it goes with the Jehovah's Witnesses. They could have kind of agree with that. They accept Jesus as Michael the Archangel, so they're close to that. I mean,
really,
that's an interesting statement. This is where they agree with JWs.
yeah, weird. And the JWs are like way in the front. And we will make him a man, and we will dress them. Okay, but how are you dressing them when you're only talking about one angel? And all of a sudden it just jumps to, and indeed, the messengers before you were scoffed at. So those who were scoffing among them were afflicted with what they were scoffing. How do you get afflicted by what you scoff?
So if the messengers are the people who confirm what the prophets say, and they're getting laughed at, so those who are laughing at them were afflicted. How do you get afflicted by what you're laughing at?
I don't know. That was my question.
So I thought laughter was supposed to be healthy. In
I know,
they're saying laughter is not healthy.
Isn't laughter the best medicine? But then it jumps to 11. Say, okay, who's it? I guess it's Muhammad. Say, walk on the earth, then look how was the end of the deniers. Okay, so where is he supposed to walk on if not the earth? Okay, say, to whom what is in the let's go. What is in the heavens and the earth? Well, I can't see what's in the heavens really. I need the Hubble telescope. Say to Allah, period. See, this is the other thing. There's really, sometimes I think these periods and these,
The punctuation,
the
doesn't really exist
punctuation
in
is
Arabic.
just not in the right place or something like that.
I would agree. I would agree on 90% of punctuation, either in the Bible or here. I wouldn't say strictly in the Bible, but no matter what, when it doesn't exist in the Hebrew and Greek, it doesn't exist in the Arabic. So these are things that translators put in to try to help people with our modern day languages understand what's
Yeah,
being said.
but they made a mistake because that should be a comma, and then he should not be capitalized. So it really should say to Allah.
Colon.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. Say to Allah. Okay, yeah, but still shouldn't be a period after
Yeah.
Allah. I don't think there should be a period. Say to Allah, period. he has prescribed upon himself the mercy. Say to Allah. Okay, so this is definitely somebody is saying, say to Allah, he has prescribed upon himself the mercy that he will gather you to the resurrection day. No doubt in it. Say
So
to
Allah has to, this is interesting. Allah has to give himself medicine in order for him to give mercy. That's quite a statement.
I guess the mercy is the medicine.
Well,
but wouldn't you say mercy is a human thing?
I would say it's an attribute of, you have to, in order to be God, you have to be merciful. But in this sense, he's prescribed upon himself. If we look at, if this is a prescription, it's it almost might be interesting to look at the word for word, because of the word prescribed here.
Hold on, let me
find
see.
Interesting.
What's that website? Islam Awakened, and we
Quran
are
full, or
we're in
Corpus Quran.
Oh, you want to? Okay, I see what you're talking
Either
about.
way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, let me see what this one say. And what are we on? We are on
6:12.
6:12, 6:12, 6:10. Okay. So the word for word, it says, say to whom belongs what is in the heavens and the earth.
You share that?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to do that, and then share screen. Brave. Okay, it's this one over here, and share. Let me see. Can you see? Okay, you can see it. Okay, so what does it say? 12. Say to whom belongs what is in the heavens and the earth. Say to Allah, he has decreed upon himself the mercy. Surely he will assemble you on the day of resurrection. There is no doubt about it. Those who have lost themselves, then they do not believe. No, that's another one of those sentences that does not make any sense. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense in this one either. So all right, let's go back to Usama.
Kind of give up.
Yeah. Try to get what do, but I guess he must be busy because I sent him the link. All right, let me share. Hey, Dragon, good to see you, sister. No, we don't want to share videos. Share Generous Quran. Share. Okay, so we're back over here. All right, so okay, so
we're on to verse 13, or
yeah, and to him what dwells in the night and the day, and he is the hearing, the knowing. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't mention Allah. And to Allah is the night and the day. Okay.
It's funny that they would say this, because Allah dwells in the night and the day, but he had to create night and day for him to dwell in it. So where does Allah really dwell if he had to create night and day? I mean,
well, I know that Allah didn't create the light or the sun until the fourth day of creation.
So where is he dwelling in all this? I mean, that's something to think about.
Maybe he has one of those flashlights that go on your head. All right, so Muhammad is the first to become a Muslim. What did it say? Or Adam, or who? Yeah, that's the Muslims will say, oh no, that means in that particular group he was the first Muslim. All right, 14. Now this one has a lot of say. Okay, so we know that this is definitely not Allah speaking. Well, actually, it's Allah speaking, telling whoever to say this. Okay, say, shall I take a friend other than Allah?
I'll get what 4 is, just a second.
I'm guessing creator.
Non-Arabic word of Ethiopian origin, which is interesting.
So, what is the word?
Uh, I just said it. Sorry. It is creator.
Oh, okay. So I was right because it would make sense to say creator of the heavens and the earth, and he feeds and is not fed. Well, what? Okay, he feeds what?
Who is he feeding?
I don't know. Maybe he. Okay, maybe he.
Why would they think? I mean, why would you think God needs to be fed?
I don't know.
That's a little confusing.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe that's what
Allah.
it's just a statement that God doesn't eat. I don't. I mean,
Could be. Maybe they're taking the jab at Jesus because Jesus ate. Okay, say, surely I am commanded to be the first of those who become Muslim and do not become of the polytheists. Now they will say that this is talking about Muhammad, but do you see Muhammad here anywhere?
say, surely I am commanded to be the first of those who become Muslim. Do not become. But Muhammad was a polytheist.
Right. But to correct this, I'm pretty sure that the translators will put Muhammad in bracket because that would be the only thing that makes sense. To say it is uttered for Allah, take as a protector, creator in heavens, while it is say
Now I'm
indeed.
curious. I want to go back. I've got
Yeah, these the word for word obviously is not going to say Muhammad because he's not in the verse, but it would have been Allah couldn't say Muhammad. Surely I am commanded to be the first of those who become a Muslim and do not become of the polytheists. But like you said, he was a polytheist to begin with. And 15, say, surely I fear if I disobey my Lord, a torment of a great day. Okay. Whoever is spared on that day, so indeed he granted him mercy. Now we know that he granted is not in the verse. See, Osama should not have put that in there if he's going to be
sorry,
true.
what?
On 16 where it says whoever is spared on that day, so indeed. No, I was saying Osama did the same thing that the other translators do.
32
is not in the Arabic.
Sorry, what is not there? He granted?
Yeah.
Okay, so indeed him mercy is there?
Right. So basically
I think he puts he granted there to make it make sense.
Yeah, but if this is supposed to be what I thought was a word for word translation,
well, every translation, I will say every translation, regardless, has to do something to clarify things and to make them easier to understand. And is that's what I will say.
But that's showing that that Allah is not a very good communicator.
Yes.
If I have to fix the mistakes, because in the word for word, it says whoever is averted from it that day, then surely he had mercy on him, and that is the success, the clear. Sure. Now, also in this one, they put the word is in the. So basically it says, and that the success clear. If you really wanted to do
and that the what?
And that the success clear. That is the word for word without success. Putting it is and the.
Okay, so that means clear and success will be triumph. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is, I think, Usama being kind.
I think he's too kind. Okay, 17. And if Allah touches you with harm, so no one can take it off except him. And if he touches you with
good, what off? Wait a minute. Are you talking about Allah's touch is bad?
Well, it says here, if Allah touches you with harm, so no one can take it off except him.
Take what off? Is Allah's
the harm?
No, I think it's talking about the touch.
Well, it says
Allah gives bad touches. Oh.
So Allah touches you with harm, then no one can take it off except him. And if he touches you with good, So he has might over all things. Okay. So no one can take the harm off of you, but apparently Allah doesn't say that no one can take the good off of you.
Well, you know what's funny about this is, I mean, they teach children about bad touches, so they can, they can be warned about, sexual abuse.
Right.
And if you read this if you were a child reading this, your first impression would be Allah touches people and with bad touch. Oh wow.
Mommy, Allah touched me here.
Oh my gosh.
Allah is a pervert.
Well,
Okay.
again, a lot of this book is about sex, so I'm not going to say that's not what this means. Wow.
All right. So 18. And he is the dominator above his servants. And he is the wise, the aware. Okay, I'm really starting to hate this chapter with say, what thing is bigger testimony? What thing is bigger testimony? I don't know. I'm not even sure what that means. Say, Allah is witness between me and you. And this Quran has been revealed to me. All right, let me see if it actually says Quran.
Wait, so wait. If the Quran has been revealed, so who is talking here? Because
all right, it does say
that
Quran.
doesn't make if Allah is witness between me and you, and this Quran has been revealed to me to warn you with it. This is kind of interesting. Allah is with me and you, and this Quran has been revealed to me to warn you with it, and whoever it reaches. I mean, we have a problem here. The Quran hasn't been. The Quran has not totally existed, and if they might, my thoughts is the word for word probably says recitation.
No, it actually says Quran.
It actually says Quran.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Arabic. It does say Quran.
Okay, so Quran. I'm just gonna go back. I mean, if this is the Quran is the word for recitation, we have something interesting here. Allah is witness between you and me. So this cannot be Allah speaking. It's not possible. Allah is witness between me and you, and this Quran has been revealed to me. So if this is Allah speaking, Allah has the Quran revealed to him. So who gave it to him?
Muhammad did.
Muhammad gave the Quran to Allah. I mean, that's part of. I mean, this is a logic issue.
Yeah. Logic and Allah don't go hand in hand. All right, so Allah is Allah is witness between me and you, and this Quran has been revealed to me to warn you with it, and whoever it reaches. Do you witness that there are other gods with Allah? Say, I will not witness. Say, surely he is only one God. And I am innocent from what you partner. Okay. Now I'm wondering, let me look at the Arabic for that, see if it actually says wahid instead of ahad or ahid. So we're looking at 19. Let me see, what is the Arabic here? Quran behind what on Quran Wahadu. Okay, so that one does say one. Okay.
And again, in Deuteronomy 6:4, the word I had a conversation today with a Muslim today about the word one in Deuteronomy 6:4 and how it's unique in that it's a rarely used word for one. It's the word echad, which means united one. And the Muslim said to me, so it doesn't mean one. I said, no. I said, it means united one. I says, this even unites the Christians and the Jews more in our belief. Because, I mean, he was totally clueless about this. He was trying to use the English translation and use the word one. And I says, no, I mean, he knew the word echad, but he didn't know it meant united one, which I found fascinating. either that or he was is being purposely deceived, whoever taught him this. And I says, well, what does it mean when, I says, I read Hebrew. I'm not great at it anymore, but I studied 12 undergraduate, 5 graduate credits. It's been a long, long time since then. But what does it mean when people keep information from you? Why would they hide that? I mean, how many years has Islam been around and they hide this? That's it says something.
All right, I'm posting the link if somebody wants to join, because I see somebody over here is talking about it. I typically don't, but I'm pretty sure Black Mamba. There's only 7 people. I am the walrus. Lyrics are starting to make sense to me. You subscribe, Dragon? Are you telling me that you weren't subscribed before? Shame on you. So, okay, so they use the correct form of one, which is Wahid. Okay, to those to whom we gave the book, they know it as they know their own sons. Those have lost themselves, so they will not believe. Okay, now this is one of the verses that they say, oh, this is telling you that the Jews and the Christians, they knew that Muhammad was in their book. Now, do you see anything here that would
those to whom we gave the book, they know it as if they know the book, as if they know
right.
their own children. They
Right.
have lost themselves, so they will not believe. That doesn't make any. So doesn't say anything about the book being bad. It says that these people aren't following the book, basically.
Right, but Muslims will try to tell you that it's talking about that, the Jews and the Christians, they knew that Muhammad was in there. They knew Muhammad was in a book like they know their own sons. But that you're not going to get that from that verse. First of all, those whom we gave the book, what book? Who are these people that got the book? Because my understanding is with 124,000 messengers slash prophets, how many books were there, were revealed?
Yeah, and so again, that's the one thing we've been saying consistently. What book are we talking about? Those to whom we gave the book. And I mean, is this the book he's talking? This is either what we would call the Old Testament, and Jews would call the Torah, the Navim, the prophets, and the Ketubim, the writings. Okay, if they're saying that this is what they're talking about, yeah, but it's not clear from when you say the book. I mean, it could be one of your favorite novels. It could be it could be anything.
I think Allah's talking about Harry Potter. So, okay, so let's go back over here. Okay, those to whom we gave the book, they know it as they know their own sons. Those have lost themselves, so they will not believe. That makes absolutely no sense. Okay. 21. And who is more unjust than the one who forges a lie against Allah or denies his verses? Surely the unjust will not prosper. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself rich, but I'm doing okay. So what happened, Allah?
The unjust. So wait a minute, the unjust. I mean, I think I don't consider myself unjust. Could it mean that? I mean, you have to think about, if we look at this historically, the ones who weren't prospering were the people who were where this faith structure started, and it's only in recent history that they're prospering because they have oil. And, it's only since it was developed, not by the Arabs or the followers of Islam, it was developed by, the Christians and the Jews.
Yeah.
So they owe their current wealth status to the desires of the Christians and Jews. So that says something. So it's not Allah that's giving them their prosperity in this respect. That's the truth about this day and age. So Allah didn't give it to them. The Christians and the Jews did.
Oh, but I got an
necessary statement by itself.
I've got an explanation for that. Allah used a kafir to find the riches, the oil, and give it to the Arabs as booty. Okay, so it is more, and who is more unjust than the one who forges a lie against Allah or denies his verses? Surely the unjust will not prosper. And a day we will gather them together. Oh, okay, what the hell does that mean? And a day. It should say, and there will be a day where we will gather them together. See, I'm better than Allah, and I'm not even a native English speaker. Then so we're back to the we. Then we will say to those who are polytheists, oh, Allah is going to speak to them. Then we will say to those who are polytheists, where are your shirk? What?
Partners.
Oh, okay. Where are your partners whom you were claiming? Okay. Then their sedition was not.
So wait a minute. If he's saying this to the polytheists, he's talking about this is the. I think this is actually important. There are polytheistic gods that are considered a type of Trinity, and Allah is one of them. And this is something that, I mean, historically, I mean, you can see this, the pagan gods that were worshipped in the Kaaba that's claimed to have been there during this time period. If we look at the history of the pagan gods, you will see groups of gods in groups of threes. And you can find this all over the place. So that says something. Partners. Well, yeah, there were partners with polytheistic gods. It's not an unusual thing.
Okay, so 23. Then their sedition was not except that they said, we swear by Allah, our Lord, we were not polytheists. Okay. Look how they lie against themselves, and what they were forging has gone astray from them. Okay. Some said the Quran was copied from the ancients. Okay, so we are in verse 25. And what was the title of this
Livestock.
Book? Livestock. No livestock yet.
So I've also seen this in one version as used as cattle, which I find interesting.
Yeah, livestock. That was in the chapter.
That's 6, but they've also seen this called cattle.
Right. I think that's probably chapter 2, Surah Baqarah.
Yeah.
Cattle, livestock.
No cat. Well, that's a singular cow.
Yeah. Okay, 25. And some of them who listened to you, and we made covers on their hearts that they understand it, and a deafness in their ears. And if they see every sign, they will not believe it until when they come to you, they dispute with you. Those who become infidels say this is nothing but tales of the ancients or stories of the ancients.
And this is what Muhammad has been mocked for.
Right.
So if they're talking about Muhammad, because Muhammad, it's the same thing of the telephone game. He hears the story he heard the story from other people who heard the story from someone else. And he's not a good tale teller, which is the sad truth of it is, I mean, if he gets the story wrong 6 times out of 10, even 2 times out of 10, they're going to make, you get up in front of a crowd and you tell the tale wrong. And you get it wrong, just like you don't give the punchline at the right time when you're telling a joke, you get people laughing at you. And that's one of the big accusations against Muhammad. It's even recorded in the surahs that they laughed at him for telling these tales and getting them wrong.
Yeah, isn't there a song something like that? Heard it through the grapevine. Heard it
Yeah,
from a friend who heard it from a friend. This
yeah.
kind of sounds like the Quran. Okay. And some of them who listen to you, we made covers on their. Why would you? Okay. Why would you put covers on their hearts and not their ears? That they understood it. See, but you don't understand what your heart. But then again, I guess I don't know, man. My heart doesn't really understand much. All right, 26. All right, so this is nothing but tales of the ancients or stories of the ancients. 26. And they will forbid it and depart from it. And they do not destroy anyone except themselves. And they do not feel. Okay, they do not feel what? They do
I
not
don't
feel
know,
that they are
alive,
destroying their. Oh,
dead.
no, no. And if you see when they stood over the fire, so they said, oh, we wish to return, and we will not deny the verses of our Lord, and we will be of the believers. And if you see them, oh, okay. So I guess these people are in hell. That's why they're standing over the fire.
It's an interesting thing to think about if we wish to return and we will not. So one of the things that actually happened when in Exodus when the Jews got to the ocean and they're standing there, they're like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be better if we were, if we hadn't left? I mean, they say those things,
Right.
and then God provides the way out, and some people had been saying those things. I mean, I don't know. We wish to return. They were thinking about wouldn't it have been better, but I, it almost sounds like that's part of what he's trying to say here. Oh, we wish to return.
A little late if you're already in hell.
Yeah, I think so.
28. Yet it appeared to them that they were okay, it appeared to them what they were hiding before.
I
Okay,
was
so what
peeping again.
exactly were they hiding?
I don't want to know because if this God that's such a pervert is peeking all the time, I wonder what he's seeing.
And if they return, they will go back to what they were forbidden, and surely they are liars. So what exactly was forbidden? We don't know.
And you can't know what they're lying about if you don't tell us what the truth is.
Right. And they said, it is only our life of this world, and we will not be raised. Okay. Okay, I'm having halos in my vision. That's cool. All right, so I'm seeing rainbows. Okay, 30. And if you see when they stand before their Lord, he said, is not this the truth? I don't know. They said, yes. I could have sworn I read this before. We swear by our Lord. He said, so taste the torment because you were infidels. So he said, okay, so I guess he is Allah. Okay, 31. Indeed, those who denied the meeting, I'm pretty sure it says something else. The meeting with Allah are lost until the 8th. Do you have that handy, Paul?
Yeah, I can get that.
7. Next time I got to
When the
remember to.
Salah is hour.
Okay, so
That's from Aramaic and
right.
Syriac.
So okay, he said, so taste the. Indeed, those who denied the meeting, okay, with Allah are lost until the saw. What's number 8?
That's what I'm saying. That's that. Oh, 7 is what you meant. Okay, the 7 was Day of Judgment. I'm sorry.
Right, that's
8
what I
is
thought.
hour.
Okay. When the hour comes suddenly on them, they said, oh, our regret of what we neglected of it. What exactly did they neglect? And they will carry their burdens on their backs. Is not evil what they carry? Okay, but evil is
But we
not.
don't know what. Okay, What are they? It says, regret what we neglected, and they will carry their burdens on their backs. Okay. Are these sins? And they will carry their burdens on their backs. Is not evil what they carry. Now, if that's what they're talking about, it makes some sense, because we talk about carrying your sins like that they get laden upon your back, and it's a heavy, heavy weight. And that would make sense if this was clear, but we can't tell that that's actually what they mean.
Right.
But the rest of the verse doesn't make sense with that. So I mean, it doesn't make sense anyways. But
All right. So let's carry on to the Don't Make Sense book 32. Okay. And the world's life is not except a sport and fun, and the home of the hereafter is better for those who fear. Okay. Do you not understand? Okay.
do you not understand what? I mean,
I have
what
no
the
clue.
world's life is not accepted. I mean, isn't this the reason that Allah doesn't allow fun?
Or it could just be that it says, do you not understand? Comma, indeed, we know what they say will surely grieve you. So surely they do not deny you, but the unjust disbelieve in the verses of Allah. I'm guessing Allah's verses were not very clear, so the people were a little confused, and God's word cannot be changed, okay, but apparently it can be changed. I just had this discussion with a Muslim who tried to say that, when Allah says that his words cannot be changed, he's only referring to the Quran, not the previous books.
Well, I just had the same discussion today with the Muslim I was talking to. He considered that the Torah was abrogated. I says, but that's not what the Quran says. I says, the Quran tells us that it's accurate. I says, and you have to understand, I says, when you read the Torah, there's no allowance for a concept of, when you read the whole, any part of the Bible, there's no acceptance of the concept of abrogation, where something is all of a sudden done away with. I says, that's where you have to read it, that it is permanent, that it does, this passages don't pass away. And I mean, the word of God says that the word of God stands forever. The grass withers, the flowers fade, but the word of God stands forever. And it was hard for him to accept that. It's an interesting place to be. That again, this is part of the evil that is taught when abrogation is taught. They don't have a concept that God's word can't be changed.
Right. 34. And indeed, messengers before you were denied. Notice that Allah never refers to Muhammad as a prophet. Okay. So they were patient on being denied, and they were harmed until our victory came to them. Okay. Harmed how? What victory? And no one can change the words of Allah. It doesn't say no one can change the words of Allah in the Quran. And indeed, some of the news of the messengers came to you. Some of the news of the messengers came to you. Okay, who's you? I don't know. I'm assuming it's Muhammad. And if their turning away was big for you, well, what the hell does that mean? And if their turning away was big for you. So if you were able to seek out a tunnel in the earth or something in the heaven, so that you bring them a sign. What is number 9, Mr. Paul?
Okay. A tunnel.
Okay.
Let's see, a tunnel or a sulam, a ladder. Okay, so now we're talking about, let's go. So if you're able to seek out a tunnel in the earth or a ladder in the heaven, wait a minute. Don't you have a ladder to the heaven? I mean, I get tunneling into the earth, and I get using a ladder to climb up into heaven.
So
But
if
the way
you,
this is written, you have to go to heaven to get the ladder.
yeah, so if you were able to seek a tunnel on the earth or a ladder in the heavens, so that you bring them a sign. Okay, I mean that doesn't make any sense.
No.
How does seeking out a tunnel in the earth or a ladder in the heavens have to do with you bringing them a sign? What are you bringing them a sign? Groundhog. Okay. And if Allah willed, He would gather them to the guidance. So do not be of the ignorant. So again, the reason people are not Muslims is not because they don't want to be Muslims. It's Allah has willed them not to be Muslims. So why do Muslims blame us for anything? We're Christian because that's what Allah willed us to be.
And it
Right?
says something. If Allah willed us to be this way,
Yeah.
aren't you supposed to accept what Allah wills?
And if Allah is the one that gives permission, because they use the permission thing when it comes to Isa performing miracles, that means it is by Allah's permission that I, Dr. Kufrophobia, and you, Paul, we are here making videos about Allah and how small of a god he is because he kind of didn't make it past the 3rd grade.
I just don't think he. I mean, when whoever wrote this, I mean, it was so bad Arabic. I'm guessing their original, because we keep seeing these other words from other languages. I'm guessing that was their primary language. Ethiopian or Syriac or Aramaic may have been if this was originally written in Aramaic or Syriac, makes some more sense, unfortunately.
Right. Surely he answers only those who hear and the dead. Oh, so Allah answers the dead. Allah will raise them. Oh, okay. That's all those commas are just messing up. Okay. So surely he answers only those who hear, and the dead, Allah will raise them. Then to him they will return. Okay, that makes sense. That comma right there is throwing me off. Shouldn't have a comma after the dead.
Surely after those who are here and dead, Allah will raise them. Then to him So if Allah raises them, now wait a minute, is Allah talking about? He's not talking about a resurrection of the physically dead. This is the interesting part. I mean, okay, physically dead, but he's not talking about a physical resurrection. He's talking about a spiritual resurrection, because they return to him.
I mean, if Muslims could interpret it any way they want, then I guess you and we can interpret this any way we want. 37. And they said, who's they? The dead? The ones who can't hear? And they said, were it not that a sign had been sent down on him, stop sending stuff down upon people.
Ouch.
That hurts. Were it not that a sign had been sent down on him from his Lord, say, surely Allah is able to send down a sign, but most of them do not know. Okay.
Wait a minute. Allah doesn't seem to know. Surely Allah is. So if Allah is able to do this, does he not know? I mean, if this is supposed to be the voice of Allah, I mean, is he unable to communicate his thoughts? Is what we're hearing here.
Yeah, it could be. All right. So creatures and birds are nations like people. And I think this is the one that has, I know there's a verse that says every creature lives in a community, which is not true. So Allah lied because he didn't know that there are animals that do not live in a community. They are, I guess, introverts. They live by themselves. They only venture out to communities when they need to do their hibbity.
Yeah, and there's a lot of creatures like that. Yeah.
Well, Allah didn't know. Okay, and there is no creature on earth or bird that flies. Wouldn't you say a bird is a creature? Okay, okay, and there is no creature on earth or bird that flies with its wings.
I want to say thank you to the team that's moderating, because thank you for deleting the poor sick bastard who was decided to stream porn.
Oh, we got a bot.
Yeah, so thank you for taking care of that.
One of these stupid bots. I'm going to learn how to make those bots and go into the Muslim chats.
You don't want that associated with your name.
No, I'll make a Muhammad's account.
You might make more money there if you were into that stuff, because they're the ones that are perversion is okay with them.
Okay,
they're at the wrong spot.
This doesn't make sense. And there is no creature on earth or bird that flies with its wings. So
I thought birds, that's what they use wings for.
Maybe there's birds that use their feet to fly. I don't know. Flies with its wings, but nations like you. Wow, what the hell is that? Haven't
we read something about flies with its wings before?
Yeah,
so Allah still doesn't know birds fly with their wings?
But it still doesn't make sense. And there is no creature on earth or bird that flies with its wings, but nations like you. What does that mean?
Okay, maybe he thinks the people fly.
There is no creature.
Again, the Quran is not clear.
Let me see if this other guy here makes any sense. 38. I mean, that honestly makes no sense at all. I know we want to go over here. Let's go over here.
Can you share that when you get there?
38.
What are you using?
I'm using Islam Awakened. Okay, so this is the one that I was talking about. It doesn't say nations. Let me switch. We got Mr. Voice Changer over here.
Hi there.
Hold on a second. Brave.
Can you use that deeper voice, because it gets harder to understand the cartoon voice? Okay, 638. Again, this is the communities.
Yeah. Okay. So let me blow this up. And 38, it says, and not of any animal that's in the earth, and not a bird that flies with its wings, but are communities like you. Okay. Not we have neglected in the book of anything, then to their Lord they will be gathered.
So this whole being gathered is about animals. Is that what this is saying? Not of any animal in the earth, not of a bird flies.
In that translation, that's wrong, because there are animals, there are creatures who are by nature solo. They don't live in communities.
638 would be a statement of community, animal communities.
Right. And not all animals live in communities. Lots of animals. I think like the polar bear, they only venture out into groups when it's time to, he's got to get his.
Oh, they don't go out into groups. They run into each other. I mean, that's.
Right. And only when they need to,
there are a lot of birds and a lot of animals that are pretty much solo creatures. Bears are pretty much solo creatures until certain times of their life. I mean, sometimes it's hibernation, they may get together, but other than that, yeah.
Okay.
And you think about that black widow spider. I mean, how many people want to take a chance on dying?
Not many. All right, let me go back to Usama. Share. Ben Shapiro. Good to see you. Brave tab. Go to the Generous Quran. Share. Back over here. Okay, so that was 38. Okay. So we know that's a problem verse, because not everything lives in communities. 39, and those who denied our verses are deaf and dumb in the darkness. Okay. Whomever Allah wills, he leads astray, and whom he wills, he makes him on the straight way. So again, if I am not a Muslim, it's only because Allah wills that I be led astray. So nobody can lead me on a straight path but Allah. So Allah doesn't want me in a straight path. So all that
So
dawah.
he's both the devil and the good at the same time.
You're hard to understand. Can you use a more human voice?
Yeah, there's got to be a better voice because the cartoon voice just doesn't. The chipmunk voice, it's very hard to understand.
How about this?
No, it's still like
cartoonish.
You sound like a cartoon or a person who sucked on a helium balloon.
How about this one now?
No, it's not different. It's the same.
No, it's the same. Okay, 40. Say, if I show you, if the torment of Allah came to you, or the hour came to you, will you call any? Oh my God. Say, if I show you, okay, that means it's in the present tense. If the torment of Allah came to you,
It's the past tense.
it's the past tense, or the hour came to you, that's in the past tense. Will you call any rather than Allah if you were truthful? Again, were is in the past.
Well, hold on. If you were, again, were can be a plural. If you were, that can be present tense. Because of how it's used, it can be a present tense. If you were truthful, because it's a plural, the way it's being used, because this becomes problematic. It doesn't make any sense the way I read it, though, unfortunately.
Well, the whole thing starts off, if I show you, okay, if the torment of Allah came to you, or the hour came to you, okay, why not say, if I show you, if the torment of Allah comes to you? Because obviously it hasn't come to the person that he's talking to. Okay, all right. 41. Yet to him you call, so he reveals what you call to, if he wills, and you forget what you partner. Oh my God. This is just, oh my God. Yet to him you call.
So he reveals what you call. If he wills, you forget what you partner. Okay. Okay. Yet to him. Why? Okay. So if we're calling on Allah, and he reveals to what he calls us to do, if he wills, because there's a lot of ifs here. You forget. So if God calls to you, I mean, if they're using Allah as God here, and you call on him, you're going to forget the other gods, is I guess that they're trying to say. If you call, I mean, that's the only thing that I can get out of this. If Allah calls onto you, you're going to forget the other gods. I think that's what they're trying to say. It's still, the way it's worded is gibberish, unfortunately.
Well, that's the wisdom of Allah. Confuse the hell out of you. Okay, and indeed, we sent to nations that were before you. Okay, and indeed, we sent to nations that were before you. Sent what? So we overtook them with troubles.
Who's them?
I don't know. I guess the nations that were before Muhammad. And we overtook them with troubles and harms. Perhaps they may implore.
Wait, is it another perhaps by Allah doesn't know?
No, Allah doesn't know. So were it not that when our torment came to them, they implored? Implored what? But their hearts were hardened. Now, I wonder who hardened the hearts, because isn't it Allah who hardened their hearts? So why is Allah being so hard ass? And Satan beautified to them what they were doing. Well, what did Satan do? Did he put some flowers on their hair? So when they forgot what they were reminded with, okay, well, what were they reminded with? We opened the doors for them of all things until when they rejoiced in what they received, we seized them suddenly. So behold, they were in despair. Yeah, Allah, I mean, I'm in despair just reading this crap. So when they forgot,
When they forgot what they were reminded, we opened the. So it doesn't tell us. I mean, this is where it's so unclear. We haven't been told what we forgot. That these people forgot. That I mean, it just says he reminded them what they forgot. We opened doors for them. Which does that have anything to do with what they forgot, or was it? I mean, did they get because they forgot something? Was it good, and that's why they had the doors open? I just is so unclear when they rejoiced in what they received. So
So what
I mean,
did they
could it be that
receive?
I mean, it could be a good thing they forgot. I don't know.
Well, it can't be the good thing because right after they received it, we seized them suddenly. Seized them for what? So behold, they were in despair. Okay.
This doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. This is the
Clear as
Quran
mud.
for you. Okay, so behold, they
This
were in despair.
entire book doesn't make sense.
I agree. Ben Shapiro is going to sue you for defamation of his voice. 45. So the remnant of the unjust people were cut off. Okay. And the praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Say, have you seen that if Allah took your hearing and your sight and sealed on your hearts, which God other than Allah would bring it to you? I think this is probably the worst chapter yet so far. Say, have you seen that if Allah took your hearing? No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, wait a minute. Think about how this is worded. Have you seen that if Allah, would you, by seeing, can you tell if someone takes your hearing?
No.
And your sight. Okay, if you can't see, I guess then, then, okay. But the sight and sealed on your hearts, oh, God. Which God other than Allah would bring it to you? That, bring what to you? It sounds like he took something from you.
Well, I guess he would bring back your hearing and your sight that he just took away from you, and he would unseal your heart.
So Allah steals
and then gives it back to you.
And no, maybe. I mean, it doesn't
maybe
say.
that's right.
I mean, it doesn't. It's not a guarantee. This guy flips a coin.
All right, so look how we expound on our verses. Then they turn away. Okay. Why are they turning away?
Well, you know what? Okay, while they're saying this, look how we expound on the verses. Have you heard of Muslims anywhere doing what we're doing today? Going through the Quran verse by verse. I mean, I have not seen that any place. What does that mean? I mean, if they won't expound on their verses, why? Because they might see they don't make sense. I mean, that's on them.
I don't know.
I think this book should be, should be sued for copyright issues.
Okay. 47. Say, have I shown to you if Allah's torment comes to you suddenly or openly, will any be destroyed except the unjust people? Have I shown to you if Allah? Have I shown to you?
If Allah's torment comes to you suddenly or openly, and he be destroyed except the unjust. So this is interesting because he's not saying that this is where I say it's interesting. It says, have I shown to you if Allah's torment comes to you suddenly or openly, will any be destroyed except the unjust people? So he's saying, I mean, this is almost like an open statement. It doesn't matter if you're just or unjust, he could still torment you. I mean, that's the way this is written.
I'm still struggling with, have I shown to you if Allah's torment comes to you?
That's what I'm saying. The way he's saying that is if you're unjust or if you are just, because he's saying he hasn't shown it to you. He could Allah may torment you either way. Even if you follow him.
So he hasn't shown him yet. But
Well,
he's going to. It's on the list of things to do.
Well, I just look at this as he is saying you don't know. I mean, if I'm going to torture you or not, if you follow me or don't follow me.
All right, 48. And we do not send the messengers except as bearers of good news and warners. So whoever believes and reforms, so there is no fear on them. Okay.
It sounds like fear is it. What does he want them to? If there's no fear, I thought Allah wanted you to fear.
I mean, who knows? But and they will
Maybe
not,
this abrogated something else.
probably, and they will not grieve. Okay, so we're on verse 49. I still have not seen any livestock. Okay, I'm pretty sure that they'll be at the end somewhere. Actually, let me see how many verses are in this sucker. It's got to be at least over 100.
Oh, it's over 100. I think it's like 135.
Nah, actually 165.
165. Okay.
All right. So what time are we on? We are on 121. All right. We'll cut it off
One,
at 2.
okay, yep.
So people won't complain. Okay. And those who denied our verses, the torment will touch them because they were transgressors. Okay. 50. Say, I will not say to you that you have with me the something of Allah. Number 10.
50. I'm sorry, number 10. Kazan, you have with me the treasuries. Again, this is a Persian Hebrew word.
So say, I will not say to you that you have with me the treasuries of Allah. So Allah has treasures.
Allah seems to be more concerned about gold and
silver and
silver. It sounds awful like he's a physical being.
Okay. Nor do I know the unseen, nor do I say to you, surely I am an angel. I will. Oh, this is a big word.
I will not say to you.
I will only follow what is revealed to me. Say, are the blind and
wait. Can I? This isn't. I will not say to you that you have with me treasuries or Allah, nor do I know the unseen. To say to you, sure, if is Allah saying here he's an angel?
I have no clue. Well, it's not Allah. I guess it's Muhammad's. So Muhammad is saying, I will not say to you that I have with me the treasuries of Allah, nor do I know the unseen, nor do I say to you, surely I am an angel. I will only follow what is revealed to me. Say, are the blind and the sighted equal? Do you not think? I don't know. It seems like Muslims don't think.
Well, if you can read this and get more than gibberish, I would have to agree with you.
I mean, I've done those tests where the letters are like gibberish, but you can they say if you have a certain IQ or something like that, you can actually read it, and it's amazing. You can read it, but it's gibberish. But the way that they did it, it has to do with how your mind works.
Yeah, I understand that.
You can actually read the darn thing. I was shocked, man. I was like, I can actually read that gibberish.
Yeah, there's
some people can't.
There's a part of your brain that decodes, and
right,
and that part of your brain works at a different level than others. That's why cryptographers have you have a talent that you're born with or an ability. It's not something everybody has.
Right. Okay, 51. And warn by it those who fear. Warn by it what? It what? those who fear that they will be gathered before their Lord. Okay. They will not have other than him a friend nor intercessor. Perhaps they may fear.
So I think this is a bold statement against Christianity, because Christianity says Jesus is our intercessor.
Right.
So I think that's the whole purpose of this, is to slam Christianity.
It could be. But here again, we have...
This is the
we
most
have-
anti-Semitic book I've ever seen.
I have no clue what he said.
Neither do I. You got to get rid of that cartoon voice.
Yeah, man. There's better voice changes out there where it changes the pitch and the tone of your voice without making you sound worse than the chipmunks. Okay, and do not drive out those who call their Lord at morning and evening. They desire his face. Okay. You are not responsible of their account of anything, and they are not responsible of your account of anything, so that you drive them away, so you will become of the unjust. I have no clue what Allah's talking about.
I don't think they do either.
I guess he's saying don't drive people away who pray in the morning and in the evening. And if you drive them away, then you become like those who drove them away. I don't know. 53. And likewise, we seduced some of them with others, so that they may say, are those favored by Allah from among us? Does Allah not know best who is the thankful? And how did he seduce
so that's an interesting, again, this could be a statement that we don't know that Allah doesn't know. I mean, if Allah knows the answer here, why is he saying why is it a question? If Allah's the one stating
we
here.
seduced some of them with others. What does that mean? He gave them hookers?
We seduce some of them. That is, again, it's a very perverse belief structure. So it could be
it could be. Maybe Allah is seducing them with hoodies. Maybe they're getting part of their 72 before they actually go meet Allah.
But then if you read the hadith and along with it, you learn that they only really get 2 and they have to give the rest back to others.
Well, again, it depends on which hadith you read, because there's at least one that I know of that says you will get 2 wives and 70 hoodies, and Allah's going to have to get the women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 70 hories.
Yeah.
Okay, the 2 wives you get to keep for yourself. The 70 hories, from what that says, you have to give those are for giving away to your friends and relatives.
Well, that must be a different hadith, because Allah also he's got a shortage of women or the hoodies, so he's going to have to pluck them from hell. And
that's where they came from, especially when you read the description of a hori.
Yeah, he's going to pluck them from hell and give them some bodacious booties and some very pearly, some round bosoms. Okay. And if those who believe in our verses come to you, so say, peace be upon you. Your Lord has prescribed the mercy on himself. Okay.
It's prescribed. I don't. Yeah.
So he prescribed mercy on himself. Okay.
He can't do anything with, he doesn't get merciful, is what it's basically saying. Sad.
All right. So peace. Okay. Your Lord has prescribed the mercy on himself, that whoever among you will commit evil through ignorance. Where's Mike? Okay. Then repent after that and reform. Okay. Well, if you do it out of ignorance, you wouldn't even know that you were doing it. So why would you repent if you didn't know that you did something bad in the first place?
It's exactly it.
So surely he is forgiving, merciful. 55. And likewise, we have expounded on the verses that the way of the criminals might be made known. Okay. Say, surely I am forbidden to serve those whom you call on rather than Allah. Okay, so the idols. Say, I will not follow your desires, because Muhammad has his own desires. Indeed, I then have gone astray. I will not follow your desires. Indeed, I then have gone astray. Somebody was trying to give Shakespeare a run for his money. Then
Wow.
I've gone astray, and I would not be of the guided.
Sounds
Okay,
like he made good choice.
yeah.
He doesn't want to be guided by Allah because Allah doesn't make sense in the Quran, maybe.
Say, surely I have a proof from my Lord, and you deny it. I do not have what you hastened with. I don't know what that means. But what proof does he have from his Lord? What is
Oh,
it?
wait a minute. There, he does. Surely, if I, that's quite a statement. What proof?
I guess the Quran.
He's
But-
not providing anything. I mean,
But he
that's-
didn't have the Quran. The Quran came after he died. He had recitations that were written down. I do not have what you hasten with. What are they hastening with? That the judgment is only to Allah. He relates the truth, and he is the best arbitrator. Okay.
arbitrator. That means it's a guy who negotiates, right?
Yeah. So Allah's
So
a
what does Allah need
negotiator.
to negotiate? If Allah can't do it, why does he need a negotiator? Oh, wait, sorry, he doesn't need one. He considers himself the best. So there's more than one.
Ooh,
That's kind of interesting.
I'm going to have to remember this one here. I'm going to have to look at the
So
scientific.
there are other negotiators that compete with Allah. Isn't that what that's hinting at?
Well, he is the best of creators. So that means there are other creators. He's just the best of them. Okay, 59. Okay, say if I, okay.
Around 58, right?
Yeah. Say if I have what you hasten in, I have no clue what it is that they hasten in. The affair between me and you would be settled. Okay, again. And Allah knows best the unjust. Okay.
Wait a minute. What's this affair?
I don't know.
Nonsensical.
And if I have what you hastened in, what does that mean? What does that even mean?
I mean, if you're doing something speedily, well, I mean, if I have what you rush in, I mean, what's the purpose? I mean, he's not being clear in any of this.
Yeah, because hasten is like when you're moving fast, you're doing something quickly.
Another promotional for XYZ. Here,
right.
the Quran is clear as mud.
Or you cause something to happen sooner than it normally would occur. Okay, so I mean, this guy is like, okay, and Allah knows best. Okay, 59. And with him are the keys of the unseen. Okay, and no one knows them except him. Okay.
So if the keys are of the unseen and no one knows about them, do they even matter?
I know. And he knows what is in the shore and the sea, and no leaf falls, but he knows it. Neither is there a grain in the darkness of the earth, nor a green thing or dry except in a clear book. Hey, is this a translucent book?
Wait a minute. Is this like doing wax leaves and you save something between wax and you put it in a book? Or you save a flower in a book or something like that?
What does this mean? Nor a green thing. What green thing?
Not in the desert. Something that a preserved leaf? I don't know.
Well, this one's interesting. All people die when they go to sleep. Now, I sure hope that I don't die when I go to sleep. So this might be a scientific boo-boo, because I'm not aware that when you go to sleep that you're dead. I've heard of people dying in their sleep from, like, say, sleep apnea.
Well, that's not. Let's see what was the. That's what Usama said, though, right?
And he is the one that causes you to die at night. and knows what you cut in the day.
So wait a minute.
Well,
So everybody, he's the one who causes you to die at night. So that's an interesting statement. I mean, people are dying because they went to sleep. Wow.
all right, let me see what the other guy says. This is what verse 60.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Verse 60. Oh, okay. It says, and he is the one who takes your soul by the night, and he knows what you committed by the day. Then, all right, let me move this over here.
Allah takes your soul at night.
Yeah, apparently Allah takes your soul by the night, and he knows what you committed by the day. Then
So
he
he
raises
kills you. Allah kills you at night, every night.
Then he raises you up therein, so that is fulfilled the term specified. Then to him will be your return. Then he will inform you about what you used to do. Okay. So I'm not really sure if this is like when you die. Okay, but why does Allah only cause you to die at night? Don't people die during the day? And if
I know my mom died during the day. I was there.
And if they're trying to say that when we go to sleep we die, well, that's not true.
Is this another Allah and science issue?
I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's either
Kinda is, isn't it? I mean,
well, I mean, it would be according to Usama when he says all people die when they go to sleep, right? And I'm not aware of any scientific.
now I have to go look this one up and see if if this is what the Quran is really saying. I mean, is Allah is saying people die when they go to sleep? Because we happen to know today that, I mean, you can go get an EEG done or an MRI or something like that while you're sleeping, and you know what? Your heart doesn't stop. Poor Allah, he doesn't know.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, based on what Osama says, it would seem like Allah is saying that when, going to sleep means you die. And then when you wake up in the morning, that's because you're. Now, the other one talks about a soul, but I don't even think that there's the word soul in the verse.
So let me just pull up a different translation here.
Are you looking at Corpus Quran?
I'm going to do that.
Okay, let me see. Corpus.
This is
660, I think.
Yeah, 660.
Because I don't think the word soul is in there. So again, these translators, even the ones that say they're word for word, I can't trust them.
I'm just going to pick Yusuf Ali. It is he who does take your souls by night and has knowledge of all that you have done by day. And he raises you up again. Shakur, and he it is who takes your souls at night in sleep. And he knows what you acquire in the day. Then he raises you up. So yes, this is pretty consistent. And that's Shakur, Muhammad Sarwar. It is he who keeps you alive in your sleep. Oh, so he changed. Oh, look at that. So he changed it. That's Motion Khan. It's he who takes your souls by night when you are asleep. To take a soul is to kill. So yeah, I would say Usama is consistent. That's what they're saying. Wow. Okay, so in the word for word, it says I can I'll share my screen. This is kind of interesting. I did not expect this as a possible answer. Wow. Some of these things you just sit there and go, I mean, at least I'm shocked when I see them. All right. Can you share that? Look at that. There it is. He kills you at night when you sleep. He takes your soul. That kind of blows my mind. Now, Marion's interesting. Dr. Kufar. I guess we might have lost him. I mean, Marion, thank you. I'm going to put, and I don't think I can put your comment up. Thank you. It means sleep in this case. Thank you. I love that you wrote that. Allah doesn't know the difference between sleep and death. That's extremely important. I'm really kind of shocked. I mean, I did not expect to see that. This says something. If Allah doesn't know the difference between sleep and death, Allah doesn't know about a heartbeat. So I'm waiting for Dr. Kufar's voice to come back and join us before I go on. This really blows my mind. I mean, I've seen some bad science in the Quran. This one takes the cake. Allah does not know the difference between sleep and death, Marion. You are 100% on target.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I'm going to be talking to Usama later on tonight at 10 o'clock and or a little bit before that. But holy cow, for this to...
Are you guys going live?
Yeah, we're going every Saturday night at 10 o'clock Eastern time. We're live. Okay. I've been on for about 3 months. We're doing a series on the lies in textbooks, and it's something that's a topic that's been near and dear to my heart as a retired social studies teacher. But as a social studies teacher, I wrote about it. I'm mind blown. I did not. I mean, as much somebody could tell me that was in there, and I wouldn't have believed them. I mean, that's the honest truth. Someone could have told me. I mean, even if Usama told me, I would sit there and I'd have to see it. I'm that's so you can almost go up to, this is one of the reasons why I would have a problem with a medical professional being a follower of Islam. So if I fall asleep, do you think I'm dead? Please do not shock me if I fall asleep. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Well, you have that problem, or like I said, the other problem is that that the Quran is saying that you only die at night, right?
That's another issue here. It could be saying that as well. I'm guessing they had a series of deaths around this time that this was given, and that could be what this is about, because Allah, I mean, the person who's making these claims may be speaking to the period of the day at that time. I mean, now, I've worked in a nursing home where that would happen. 2 or 3 would die at a time. Usually it was 3s.
Right. And
a group of 3 would not, I mean, not at the exact same time, but you would lose one and you'd lose. Groups of 3s. It sounds like it's made up superstition, but that is something when you work in a nursing home, you unfortunately see.
Yeah, there's that saying, they come in 3s.
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw it happen. And that's actually why I left, because I lost someone, a person I was close to in there, and I couldn't handle the thought of losing someone else.
Right. Hey, what is number 11 that says, and he is the one that causes you to die at night and knows what you cut?
So Muslim scholars claim it means earned or commit. That's what he has there. What you earned. Okay, so if it actually says what you cut, but the scholars, this is the interesting part, are claiming it says earned. So what you earned, or here's Allah talking about what you earn again.
See, in the word for word from Islam Awakened, it says, and he knows what you committed by the day. It says committed.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Muslim scholars claim that committed or earned.
Right. Okay.
Interesting.
So and then he raises you up onto it, that the set term of life may be fulfilled. Okay. Then to him your return, then he will inform you of what you were doing.
So Allah has to tell you what you did. Do you think this is the one thing we find in the Quran over and over again. Allah talks about the past. He hasn't talked anything about the future. least I haven't seen anything in the talk. I mean, they talk about a judgment day, but almost everything we see in the Quran is a reference to something way, 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 way in the past. This is, yeah.
Ooh, this one's interesting. Okay, 61. And he is the dominator above his servants, which we read that before. And he sends forth keepers over you until when the death comes to one of you, our messengers cause him to die. Oh, what? Our messengers cause him to die. Cause who to die?
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, that doesn't make sense to me.
Dominator and sends forth, cause to die. Sends forth, and he is the dominator above his servants, and he sends forth keepers over you until the death comes. Our messengers. So is this a statement that people that are in Muhammad's position cause people to die?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what does our messengers cause him to die.
Who's him?
I don't know.
The denominator above.
And why are messengers causing people to die? Let me see what 61 says in this guy's version.
Could it be a statement against Christians? So Muhammad's causing Christians to die? I mean,
okay, so and the word for word in Islam, it says, and he is the subjugator over his slaves, and he sends over you guardians until when comes to any one of you the death, take him our messengers, and they do not fail. That one's even worse.
oh,
That one says, to any one of you the death, take him our messengers. What? Okay, man. This is that one. That one's not any better than Osama's version. I like Osama's version better, but it's kind of weird because it says our messengers cause him to die. Then keep your messengers, and they do not fail, so they don't fail to kill you. Okay. Then they return to Allah, their Lord, the true. Okay. Is not the judgment to him? I don't know. And he is the swiftest of the accountants. Whoa, he's a number cruncher like me. All ham due to Allah. Allah crunches numbers. Okay.
well, he keeps talking about earnings, so
But let me see.
I wonder if Muhammad could understand numbers and maybe was dyslexic, and that's why he couldn't read. But you would almost think that would fall into numbers, but I happen to know that doesn't. So
Okay,
that's an interesting statement.
62. Then they are returned to Allah, their protector, the true, unquestionably for him is the judgment, and he is the swiftest of the reckoners. Okay, so this one doesn't say accountants. I mean, the reckoners make a little bit more sense than accountants, but just a little bit. Say, who delivers you from the darkness of the shore and the sea? I don't know what that means. Pleading and secretly you call to him. If he delivers us from this, we will surely be thankful of. We will surely be of the thankful. Okay, so if that's not Allah saying. That's the people saying. If Allah delivers them, then they'll be thankful. Say Allah delivers you from it and from every stress. Whoa. Say Allah delivers you from it and from every stress, then you are polytheists. I don't get that one. Allah delivers you from it and from every stress, then you are polytheists. But Allah delivers you from what? And why
So
are
you didn't
stupid?
leave polytheism. Wait a minute. Allah delivers you from something.
Right.
And we're not saying that Allah delivers you from something, but doesn't. Okay, if you're delivered from something, that would it would mean you're made whole.
Yeah, the word for word, I believe, is correcting, or that's not the word for word. It says, say, Allah saves you from it and from every distress, yet you associate partners with Allah. Now that would make more sense, but I seriously doubt that that is what is in the Quran, in the Arabic.
It doesn't make any sense either.
Because 64 does make more sense if it says Allah saves you from it. We don't know what it is, and from every distress. But even though Allah saves you from it and from every distress, you still associate partners with Allah.
So I would say here that it just sounds like Allah is so upset that people don't believe him that they would rather be Christians. Because if he's talking about partners, usually that's a statement against Christians. Allah is upset that people are Christians, is what it sounds like. He can't grasp the concept of the Trinity. It's beyond his ability to understand. But then we understand that Allah is just not God. He's it's the voice of Mo. It's not the voice of if Mo was real.
All right, 65. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Say he is able who sends on you a torment from above you or from under your legs. What the hell? Or to clothe you in what's number 12?
Okay, so I pulled it up. Number 12, sects, SETTS, non-Arabic
and
word.
Clothe you in sects, and to make some of you taste the fierceness of others. So I don't know what that means. Okay, but that could be like
this again, the perverted part of this. He is able who sends on you a torment from above or from under your legs. We could be talking about syphilis, gonorrhea. I mean, that's the thing that makes sense here. We're talking about STDs here in their scriptures because that's what this is a reference to. Under your legs, we're talking about that area where those genital herpes show up. I mean, that's what. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Okay, see how we expound on the verses? Perhaps they may understand.
I think we're better than Allah is. Oh my gosh, we're clearer than he is. We can communicate clearer.
I know. 66. Some thought the Quran was a falsehood. Okay, 66. And your people denied it, and it is the truth. Say, I am not a guardian over you. To every news is a time, and you will know. Okay. I will know what? Okay. Satan caused Muhammad to forget some verses.
Oh.
And when you see those who engage in our verses, 13.
Oh, 13 is in mockery.
Okay, so when you see those who engage in our verses in mockery, so withdraw from them until they engage in another speech.
It kind of, I mean, as much I hate to say it, when you see those who would mock scripture, withdraw from them. That kind of makes sense. You don't want to be around those who are mocking your God.
Right.
That actually does make some sense.
And about what Satan causes you to forget.
Satan can cause you to forget something.
Yes.
Oh, so Satan has power.
So do not sit with the unjust people for recollection. Oh, Satan has power. So why couldn't Allah keep Satan from causing you to forget? Is Allah weaker than Satan?
Well, it sounds like is
Allah really Satan?
Well,
and I don't know what it means.
Again, we've used the word forget in here. Allah causes you to forget. I think we've seen that. So could this? I mean, if they're saying Satan has the same power as Allah, that's quite a statement.
Hey, remember, we also saw that Allah and Satan both cause enmity and hatred.
Yeah.
Here we see Satan causes you to forget. And I'm pretty sure Allah also causes you to forget. So do not sit with the unjust people for recollection. So if Satan causes you to forget, don't sit with the people, with the unjust people. Find somebody else. 69. And those who fear are not accountable to them for anything but to be a reminder, perhaps they may fear. Now, is this Allah saying perhaps they may fear? I don't see anything where it says say. So Allah doesn't know if they fear. I don't know. And leave those who make their religion sport and fun, and whom the world's life has deceived. Okay, religion.
No, that's pretty sad. And leave those who make their religion. I mean, sport in old times usually referred to playful touching of a man with his wife. But in this case, I mean, if you're having, I think this is another reference where Allah doesn't allow fun.
I don't know. Could be. I don't
I've
know.
actually seen Islamic preachers preach on that, so it doesn't surprise me.
Where's Al-Din when you need a Muslim preacher to explain it to you?
I think he actually says that Allah isn't for fun. But if you watch this guy, he's always laughing, he's always giggling and making a fool out of himself, and he's always in that sense having fun. So, it's sad.
Okay, and remind by it what? That a soul will perish because of what it earned. It does not have a friend or intercessor other than Allah.
So
but I thought there's a hadith that says Muhammad is going to be an intercessor. But wait a minute. You also have the black stone that's going to intercess for you. Mm-hmm. You have the Quran that's going to become a pale man that's going to intercess for you. You have certain verses in the Quran that are going to intercede for you. So I don't know. How come Allah says that there's no intercessor besides Allah?
So if the black stone can intercede for you, that would be shirk. And if these other things can intercede for you, that would be shirk. But if there's any other so now, because if Allah has no partners, these are false gods.
All right, this should be fun. I'll need you to look up 14.
14, close, warm, as in the statement, closer, warm friend. In this context, other translators choose the words boiling water.
All right, so those who perish because of what they earned, they will have a drink of boiling water and a painful torment because they were infidels.
Ouch.
Yeah. Not to mention your skin's going to be fried and then it's going to regrow and be refried again. I mean, Allah would make a very good torturer. He knows all the skills. He's a skilled, Say, will we call rather than Allah, who can neither, will we call rather than Allah, who can neither benefit us nor harm us? And will we turn on our heels after that Allah has guided us? Will we call rather than Allah, who can neither benefit us nor harm us? Okay,
so wait a minute. If Allah's guiding, this is interesting. If Allah's guiding you, will we turn our heels? So if Allah's, that says something. If this God is so weak that when he guides people, the people turn around and go the other direction. I mean, I'm not saying when you serve God, you don't make mistakes and you don't do the wrong things, but it's the concept of turning your back and Allah guiding you. Is this their explanation for a lot of people leaving Islam?
Could be. Okay. Turn the heels. Okay. Like someone whom the Satans. Wait a minute. How many Satans are there?
More than one Satan. Wow.
I thought there was only one Satan. Now there's demons, but I wouldn't say that they're Satans.
Well, I guess they call America as a whole the great Satan. So
all
maybe
right,
there are more than one Satan. Is more than one Satan to the followers of Islam.
yeah. Like someone whom the Satans have bewildered on the earth, wandering. Okay. It should say like someone whom the Satans have bewildered and caused them to wander on the earth, but that's okay. He has companions who call him to guidance. He has what? Oh, Satan has companions, I guess. He has okay, because it's talking about Satan's. All right. Okay, so like someone whom the Satans have bewildered on the earth, wandering. He has companions who call him to guidance. Come to us, say, surely Allah's guidance. He is the guidance. And we were commanded to surrender to the Lord of the worlds.
So wait a minute. We were talking about the Satan. This is confusing. It almost confuses Allah with Satan. Am I wrong?
I guess they're trying to say, I don't know, that Satan, that Allah is the one who really guides, and I don't know, and Satan misguides. I mean, we are talking about the clear Quran here. At 72. I still don't see anything about livestock. 72. And let me see, what are we on?
So are we gonna finish at 3 to call it the 2 hour?
Yeah, let's just make it. Let's just finish until we get to the story of Abraham. So we'll do 72. Okay. 72. And that you perform the prayer and fear him. Okay, we don't know the prayer, but I'm assuming it's Al-Fatiha. And he is the one to whom you will be gathered. Okay. 73. And he is who created the heavens and the earth with the truth, and a day he says, be, so it will be. With the
be, what does what's the importance of this?
Oh, be is that kun fayakun.
Kumbaya, maybe.
So it will be. Okay, so that means that it's going to happen in the future.
Que sera sera.
And he is and he is who created the heavens and the earth with the truth, and a day, I don't understand, and a day he says be, so it will be. Not that it is, it will be, so it's going to happen in the future.
But you notice how vague Allah is here, so he can't give a false prophecy.
Yeah.
It will be. What's it?
10 days.
So is this the purpose here to say he gave a prophecy, but no one knows what it is, or I mean, because he didn't really give a prophecy, he just said something will happen.
Let me see what this.
Okay, he doesn't tell us what it is, so he can claim anything he said was as a prophet.
See,
but again, we don't have anybody who's talking about. There's no name mentioned here.
And the website they corrected it. It says he says be, and it is. Big difference between it is and it will be. That means it is means it happens right away. Will be, could be a day, could be 10 days, could be 1,000 years. No, nobody knows. Just that it will be. One of these days, it will be.
You have to sit here and laugh at some of these things. I'm sorry, you just do.
But I think that Usama is correct, because what Du has said, the word kun fayakun means that it will be, means that it hasn't happened, that it will happen. So it's in the future. So when Muslims say that, Allah created Adam by saying be, Adam wasn't created right then and there. He was created in the future, which would be kind of a problem. Okay, so his word is the truth, and to him the kingdom. Okay.
Where does that make sense?
His word. Day the trumpet is blown, the knower of the unseen and the seen, and he is the wise, the aware. That doesn't make no sense. Okay, a day the trumpet is blown. Okay, the knower of the unseen and the seen, and he is the wise and the aware. Okay.
Another clear as mud passage.
You got that right. You got that right. Let me see if I
XYZ,
can.
we owe you. Clear as mud.
Oh, I forgot that I changed it. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the 10 people or whoever was here. Roughneck, Marion, Dragon, 321, Connie, XYZ, Jesus. I can't remember everybody else. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to keep it short to 2 hours because, I do get people complaining it's too long. I haven't done anything in a while because I've been studying for my mortgage broker test, which, Paul, I just don't feel confident in it. It's just too much crap. So we'll see. Good night, Roughneck. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's 11:05 on your neck of the woods. I'm always safe. I got Big Luna. Then I got my other girlfriends. So I'm okay. Paul, thank you for coming. Marion, my pleasure. And we got to do one more thing before we end. I got to go to stop the screen. We got to share. Where's that video? Videos.
And do like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And
yeah, that's what's
we ask that you share this and go to Twitter, share this out, because the challenge is to get Muslims to actually do what we're doing.
Okay. Yes. I'm trying to get to 500 so I can do community posts. I've been stuck at like 453 for like forever. Here's something that I find really amazing. Muslims, they will follow everybody and their mother. I mean, the guy open-minded in the last 6 months has gotten 29,000 new followers. Most Christian channels, unless you're very well known, man, we struggle to get followers. I mean, you would think that somebody who has a channel.
I think it's because the Christians have more things to do apparently than watch YouTube.
I guess, or we're just not as good as Now I know I'm not Christian Prince, and I know I'm not David Wood or Sam Shamoon. They do their things, but I would think that if more. I mean, I try to subscribe.
Yeah, you're still live.
I'm still live. I haven't ended the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if Christians would, follow each other, I try to follow as many Christians that I know have, small channels, because that's how we grow. But it's just amazing how, if you and I created a channel and we were pretending to promote Islam, man, we would have followers up the gazunga. But since we're doing the opposite, our channels are like, I started doing this 2 years ago. So that means in 2 years, I've only been able to muster up 453 subscribers.
No, you're doing better than I am. I've been doing this a little bit longer, but I haven't, I'm kind of new doing a regular thing on YouTube.
Right. So. And if you look at my channel, I've got hundreds of videos, some are only 2 minutes, 3 minutes. As far as the live shows, I haven't really done that many. I think the most that I've done is probably with you in our series.
Yeah, I'm having fun with this.
Oh, it's a blast trying to make sense of this whole Quran, this clear, explained and detailed book that violates all the laws of grammar. And I'm pretty sure that it does in the Arabic, because like I said, I've got quite a few friends that are Arabic speakers. We know one who has a PhD in the Arabic language, and they all tell me the same thing. If you think it's bad in English, you should try reading it in Arabic. And Watu has been on our show a couple of times where we've asked him to verify if that's what the Arabic says.
I remember the one day he just said, I won't even attempt.
Right. So if he can't attempt to try to make sense of it in the Arabic, you can see the job that I actually feel sorry for these translators trying to make sense of the incoherency that's in the Arabic.
Well, on top of that, like I keep saying, this is it's more this just keeps presenting itself as a book written by a person who knew Arabic as a second or third or fourth language. They weren't proficient in it enough to do a correct translation from whatever language they were originally translating this from. So this is where I think eventually Muslims will have to accept either Aramaic or Syrian, Syriac language as the original language the Quran was possibly in. That's what I'm guessing at, because the amount of words that are originating in Syriac or Aramaic, and it just seems to make more sense. I mean, I don't have an answer.
Well,
But,
I mean, if you look at the stuff that Jay has been doing and Odin has been doing, and I can't remember
there's a
the
number
other
of them. Yeah.
the other guy. If you look at it, it's from the Abbasids, and these people were nowhere near Mecca or Medina. They're nowhere close to it.
Lloyd's work is outstanding in this area,
Right,
too.
Lloyd's another one. So, I mean, you can tell that this was formulated by people who are not Arabic speakers, or like you said, Arabic wasn't their first language. And what Odin and the other guy, the younger guy, Odin is from France, and the other guy was from Germany. And what they were saying is that basically the Quran would make better sense in Aramaic.
And this is the unfortunate truth. I mean, I think anybody who my daughter studied to be a teacher of English in another language, so it actually made me she was what we would call a TESOL teacher or ESOL teacher. And I look at that, and when she did that, I started working more with when she started going that direction, I started working more with the ESOL teachers that I had with my school, and I started paying attention to some of the issues, and that's why I'm seeing, I start thinking about the difference, when I needed to help people understand the language, and this is when they're learning it, we're talking about the difference between plurals and singulars and other things. I would point them out and let them know, okay, you're right here, but this, understanding this part will make you more clear. And that's where I think a lot of the difficulties that we're seeing, besides the fact of not being clear, the inconsistencies in the plurals and the singulars and the third persons and the first and second persons, they are all possibly related.